I'll call the Competitive Edge Charter Academy to order and ask you all to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I note the presence of all of our board members with the exception of Robert Harris, who and our next item is to have the approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And our next item is a presentation regarding the art through the national.
Good evening, Board President Ingram, members of the board, Superintendent Dinks, members of cabinet. Both the primary year's international baccalaureate model and the middle year's program model have specific subjects to be taught. Subjects include core areas like math and language, individuals and societies, and science. They also have art as a requirement for visual and performing. Gabby's mission is to develop inquiring, knowledgeable, and caring young people who help to create a better and more peaceful world through education that builds intercultural understanding and respect. Its mission is to connect new learning to prior learning, to connect learning to the real world, to connect learning across subjects, and to connect learning across cultures. When we think about connecting with other people, we often think about language. The IB program ensures that we all understand that communication takes place in a lot more ways than just through our words. We communicate in how we act, hence the learner profiles. We communicate in what we do, hence service learning. And we communicate through what we create, it's art. We're lucky at CECA to have Laura Stickney and Soraya Martinez and Andrew Martinez this evening here to head up our TK-8 art program. They understand how vital making connections are, so I'm happy to turn the mic over to them so they can share that with you.
Hi, my name is Soraya Martinez. I am the elective wheel teacher at CECA, and I teach art to students in grades K-5. I actually was an art instructional aide at CECA back in 2016 for a couple of years, so I was super excited to have the opportunity to come back and teach in the CYQ program again. So when we, all the lessons the students complete with me are connected to the IB units that they're working on in their classroom. So for example, in the unit, how we express ourselves in second grade, we're learning about how art is an expression of feelings, values, and beliefs. So in the art room, we begin the first session by asking the students how they're feeling today. So are you feeling happy, sad, calm, relaxed, excited? And then we talk about different ways that we regularly express ourselves, like smiling, laughing, crying, etc. And then we introduce the idea that we can express ourselves through art. So we connect their feelings with warm and cool colors by introducing hot dogs and cool cats. So the students that are feeling excited and happy, they go on to create a hot dog with warm colors like red, orange, and yellow. And then the students that are feeling more relaxed or calm or sad, they'll go on to complete a cool cat with colors like blues, red, and blue, purple, and green. So what's really neat about this art project is that years later, students still remember this project and why they chose the colors they did. So here is a student from CECA here to tell you why he chose the colors he did.
Martinez, I was sixth grader at CECA, and in the second grade, I was because the color pattern one color because I'm more hard relaxing to go. Could you come forward just a little bit and show your artwork? Thank you.
So in the next session, then we go on to connect the hot dogs and cool cats with a master artist, Picasso, which again connects to what the students are learning in the classroom about artist models and why we value them. So we talk about Picasso's famous blue and rose periods, and how he chose to use colors in the blue period because he was sad and hopeless, and then he used warm colors during his rose period because he was happy and hopeful as his art began to sell. The students also learn about Picasso's Cubism and then go on to create an abstract art piece like the ones on the screen. So here are two CECA students enter their art from this unit into the district Ucatala elementary show, which was a great opportunity for these students to connect with the community. So the International Baccalaureate program includes visual arts for grades K through 8. And in the NYP IB art program, students master the skills that they have developed in prior learning.
Hello, I'm Laura Stickney, and I teach MYP middle school art to students. And I feel very fortunate to be a part of an all-encompassing K through 8 program, and very excited to work with Soraya Martinez again. We enjoy seeing students make connections in the curriculum as they progress from the NYP programs. So here I have 4 examples of paintings that I put up on the board when I introduced to my 8th grade MYP students painting assignment. And I start by saying to them, what do you notice about these paintings? And inevitably, somebody will say, oh, some of them are all cool colors and some of them are all warm colors. And as soon as that comes out, the conversation started about, oh, I remember when I was in 2nd grade and cool cat, what did you do? And so for 8th graders to bring that up is very exciting. So they talk about that, and there's lots of smiles, and the students are very excited to see what's coming up in this new assignment. The next thing that we do is we talk about what the potential artist's expressive intention was. So, for example, when we look at the girl made from water, we feel cool and refreshed. Whereas with the Marilyn Monroe hot colors, it's very dynamic and electric. So we can make those assumptions that maybe that's what's going on there. So they feel connected to the work they see from their past experience in the PYP art program. So in the PYP program, the students are either working with a warm palette or a cool palette, and these, depending on if they're doing a hot dog or a cool cat, these palettes are prepared by us to guide them so that they can mix colors that successfully describe what it is that they want to express in the hot dog or cool cat. With the MYP student, they create all of the colors, and we do this by completing the color wheel. And once this is completed, as a class, we discuss where would the warm colors end and the cool colors begin. And once we get that figured out, then the students are confident in making their own palettes. So I can make all the warm colors, or I can make all the cool colors. And this decision comes by what subject they're going to create for their painting and what they want to say about that subject. So we have a video for you of an 8th grade student who's in the beginning stages of the assignment, and she has created the outline for her painting. It's in drawing form at this time.
Because snakes are not warm-blooded and cold-blooded, and when you think of a snake, you don't think all cozy or warm. You think venom, deadly. So that's kind of more towards
so we can see from her confidence in her purpose of what she's doing and how she can make the connection with the colors, that the past experience of being in this unified art program is really helpful for students to be successful when they're facing a brand new assignment. So making choices with warm and cool colors are key concepts in our Day of the Dead projects also. Every fall, MYP students have the opportunity to share their creative, expressive pieces with the community. And MYP students enjoy walking together down to the Queen Meeting and back. And while they're there, they do a little critique about the projects that are there, and they enjoy tasty treats. And we are very fortunate to have established this relationship with the community entity like the Queen Bean. And because both the PYP and the MYP program value community involvement and community support. So this is something that's very important to us. So we are grateful to have established this tradition with the Queen Bean. And at this time, I would like to thank the board and thank our school district for continuously supporting every student as an artist. And thank you for having us here for this presentation.
Any questions? Thank you for coming. Our next item is our public comment, and I have no request to speak. I will move on for advisory committee report. Welcome back, Mr. Gregory.
Hello, welcome back. Thank you for having us. Thank board members, superintendent, members of the cabinet. You didn't get rid of me, sorry. They might come that day, but we're trying to train some new people in here too. So, all right. So our last PCAC meeting really was kind of nuts and bolts. We were going over CAS results and kind of what we can do as a school to kind of renew our, we reviewed our overall results to the target areas of improvement. We looked at reviewing our EL and our special ed successes and our challenges that we have during the CAS results. We explored our grade level and class level results with, also looking at like driving questions when we're examining the class and the grade level and stuff like, why did these students score this, and do they know the info, or did they just speed through the test? Kind of look at what are the driving questions that help to put us there. It also went into first best instruction, looking at giving all students the best opportunity to learn, the standard-based grade level content for the first time correctly, and with focusing on the reading, writing, and the math part of the instruction, and adapting that learning so that interventions aren't the solution, but more of the backup. And trying to really, I know it's somewhere in my notes, but learning that that first best instruction is where we need to reach those students before we ever get to intervention. Knowing our students, we really talked a lot about examining past data, having them know what they should have, and so they have a growth mindset. We're trying to get all the students to realize, not only on the CAS score, but score test, everything, that, what is their growth mindset? We want them to be learning to grow, learning to succeed, and know where they're at. And communicating their results with the students, with their families, their scores, their goals, those kind of things. Likewise, in knowing their student, having the staff kind of helping identify and not duplicated students ahead of time to ensure that we have the proper focus, the proper involvement in the testing. When it came to CFA, same thing, adapting, the learning to ensure we're exposing us to questions at the same level of, rigor and structure of the testing. So again, that first best instruction, we talked about how we want to structure that, so they're learning at first how that CFAs are actually done. And exposing the students to build that additional, for lack of a word, stamina to ensure they have that focus when we get to this type of testing. Looked into English learners and special ed, just better understanding of all of them, our LP scores, and also how our teachers need to are adapting and working with the ELAs, and attending strategy sessions to complete kind of that full circle of support, and just better ways to kind of adapt that. Went into interventions again, recognizing that, although interventions are really positive where results are getting very positive when we do it during the school day, but we're trying to determine a way to ensure that the students are receiving interventions not during those first best instructions, during not writing, that kind of stuff, because more of a supplement that way we can really focus on that. And then family involvement, again, I talked about it before, but letting families know where they're scoring, it's vital to the school success. That you see, the more involvement we have in our families, the more involvement, the better our scores and everything occur. And same thing, educating the parents of student goals, where they should be and reaching those. And then on the fun side, we just real quick, PYP and MYP sports are currently going. Our PYP, we set up a flag football team for the primary year program, and they played amongst the school, and the winner goes and plays Valley rankings. We succeed. We did not succeed in the victory against Valley this year. But it's a fun little thing that we do with Valley that I think all the students enjoy a chance to go play against another school. And I think basketball is an next for PYP. For MYP, cross country just finished. That was kind of interesting. And then girls softball is currently in progress now. So kind of where we get.
Thank you. Any questions, comments? All right. Our next item on our agenda is the approval of the consent calendar item. Do we have any comments or changes to the agenda? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve the consent calendar. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And we're down to administrative comments.
Her phone's kind of working. I would just like to thank Mr. Mead and Ms. McLaughlin, who's our CECA teacher on assignment, for hosting our elementary teacher on assignment meeting for this past month at CECA. I appreciate Mr. Mead's leadership in hosting us, because we try to go to a different school every month to be able to share these things. So thank you.
Board members, any comments? Any comments, Lane?
I'm so sorry. What was your first name, Seth? Andrew. Andrew, very well said, very well spoken, and a beautiful, beautiful drawing. Thank you.
I think the more that we can encourage the arts, the better. And Andrew, you are a cool cat, so.
Thank you. We will adjourn the meeting and we have the comments. We only have 7 minutes. Okay, so we're going to adjourn and go back into closed session. Thank you. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The presence of all of our board members, with the exception of your Bannister, who had cataract surgery today and got to see to get here. So, ask for a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And report out from closed session. The Board of Education took action on a motion made by Debbie Miller and seconded by Mike Snelling, followed by a 4-0 vote to appoint Veronica Gonzalez to the position of Dean of Students, Calamita Elementary School. Congratulations, Veronica.
Thank you. Can you hear me okay? Thank you for President Ingram, as well as Superintendent Beats and the cabinet, as well as the members. I am in great gratitude and I appreciate being able to take this opportunity to be Calamita Elementary School's dean of the students. And I'm excited to be a welcome.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Our next item is on our superintendent's list for Valley Elementary School Veterans Day speakers.
Thank you, President Ingram. I would like to invite Kathy Miller, the principal of Valley Elementary, who's going to share a little bit about the Veterans Day celebration and how Valley Elementary was featured.
Thank you.
Thank you, President Patty Ingram, board members and cabinet. And Valley had the privilege of representing Ukiah Calamita Joint Unified School District, along with the band, the choir. It was just an amazing event. It was happened on Friday. We had 2 students that were selected to give student speeches. And I am not really going to say any more. I'm going to let them razzle dazzle you with their amazing speeches. Who would you like to start with? Okay, Matthew Perkins, if you will please come forward. Miss Miller, would you please pull the little step out underneath so that we can, if they need it.
So I need a taller step and I brought my own for one of my speakers, but he doesn't need.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Matthew Perkins and I'm a 5th grade student at Valley Elementary. I am here today to talk about what Veterans Day means to me and to Valley Elementary. But before I talk about that, I did a little research because I was not exactly sure when or what started Veterans Day. To me, it was just a day out in school. Veterans Day wasn't always called that, but it had to do with how the holiday got started. Veterans Day started on November 11th, 1919, the 1-year anniversary of the truce at the end of World War I. It was declared Armistice Day. Then in 1954, at the urging of our U.S. veteran organization, it was renamed Veterans Day. Did you know that there's no apostrophe in veterans? I learned that too. Now that the history and grammar lesson is out of the way, I wanted to say that all veterans should be honored for serving our country in all branches of the armed forces: Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, and the Coast Guard. In May 2022, Valley Elementary created a memorial garden in honor of Army veteran Tyler David, a former Valley student that made the ultimate sacrifice. It is my privilege to maintain the garden for Valley by placing and taking down the standard and American flags every day. I also make sure that the garden is clear of trash and weeds. I'm so proud of the garden and peace and a quiet place to learn and reflect. Thank you for being here. Have a great rest of your day.
And Miss Dahlia Spencer.
My name is Ryan. My name is Dahlia Spence, and I am a second grade student at Valley Elementary. I am so excited to tell you about some veterans that are special to me. They do not know that I'm saying this, but here it goes. Last Army for Shelter, now could you please stand? Last Army for John and Spencer, could you please stand? These two amazing veterans met when they were stationed at Fort Wainwright in Fairbanks, Alaska. They fell in love and had kids. As you can see, I come from a family of veterans. This day is very special to my family. I asked my mom Michelle to tell me what being an Army veteran means to her, and here is what she said. Being a U.S. Army veteran means I follow in the footsteps of my father. I answered the calling just like many others in my family. I find myself able to relate I can be an ear to another veteran and understand things they have gone through, especially other female veterans. It is more than I can put into words. Then I asked my dad to tell me what being a veteran means to him, and here is what he said. A U.S. Army veteran is an individual who has served the country during a time of war. We live the life of discipline so that everyone can sleep in peace and not have to worry about being risked to serve in voluntarily. It is a sense of honor, integrity, and selflessness. So mom and dad, today's your day. Let's go do something fun.
Mrs. Miller, the board would like to honor our student with a certificate. If I could ask the board to come forward, and then also if you have served or are currently serving in the armed forces or veteran, would you please join these students that are here to honor you as well? So if you're in the audience and you have served, come on forward.
Oh, wow. I couldn't even make him do it.
Okay, we gotta get closer. Okay, right here. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, man.
Okay, the next item on our agenda is from Yucaipa High School. They are going to be presenting something about fall play. We've got, oh, wait.
Can the board move to the front over here?
Oh, okay, yes.
Hello, everybody. I'm Sarah Bryan. I'm the theater director over at Yucaipa High School. Our fall play this year is Clue, based off the board game and the movie from 1985. My students are coming to say a short little snippet from the play. We're about halfway through our production right now. We do have a night show this weekend. We can come out. We'd love to have you. We are showing Wednesday, Friday at 7 p.m. and then Saturday at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. We're going to usually provide the first 2 hours before we come stage. Because they love the experience. So we've got my students to their team, but I also want to say thank you to the board and to all of you for all of your support that you've given us for the past few years. I came in here as a teacher who didn't even know on camera when we started the undergraduate year program. And the amount of support that you've all given us last year has had us grow exponentially. Last year, the board approved us to have a lighting system, and that is being grown on tonight. To add some lights to it, as well as a sound system that's actually not from the moving board. But will hopefully improve our sound quality incredibly. And I really thank you for all that you've done for us. So thank you, and without further ado, my students.
In order to figure out who the candidate is, I believe the best course of action is to start at the beginning. Sometimes the most obvious answer is right under our noses. I will now take you through the events of the evening, step by step. At the beginning of the evening, if I was here to wait to serve you all your drinks, you know what I mean? So I recognize you as Colonel Lumpton. Yes, if you drink, two of them. This is light, pale, and tragic. I introduce you to the event. They will be rich. A rumble of thunder, a crash of lightning, pick up, drink, up, stop, all right. Back to the cook, bang the gong. We all go to the dining room. You found your name by your faces. Turkey soup, my favorite. If you highlight, 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 if you highlight. Right, give me your gifts and you open them. Then, Mr. Bobby, turn off the lights. No, Dad. Mr. Bobby, that's wrong. Apparently dead. But was really dead? Was really hard. We did notes. Next, he got drank his drink. Mr. Clark suggested the drink might be poisoned. Repository can be back in the bedroom. You know, one of us was there.
Oh, Mrs. Peacock. I was there with the rest of you. When we heard of that scream, we all ran to the study, but you left behind. I know from the nuttery state of shock. It was the perfect time to commit murder. May I?
Be my guest.
It was Mrs. Peacock in the kitchen with the dagger. It's a bit. I found your feather in the freezer, Peacock. And it was your dagger that stabbed the cook in the back.
Oh, woman, I thought you liked her soup. It was my favorite. Next, we ran to the kitchen. For approximately 2 minutes. The rest of us, they didn't realize you're gone. I suggest we bring the body back to the study. Body was gone. Then we lost someone in with body, and that is me. It was Mr. Green in the affiliate room with the lead pipe.
Preposterous.
The second time Mr. Martin, it was your lead pipe on coming to school. He's back to surrender.
Don't be ridiculous. I can sense out of blood. It wasn't me.
That's when we decided to destroy the evidence from the body's briefcase. But the briefcase is empty. Correct. The evidence the body had been holding against us was gone.
That's when we locked with the murder weapons and took the key to throw it out the front door. To the hall!
We opened the door and discovered the evidence.
The motorist who was killed in the lounge.
But the door was locked. It was? Colonel Mustard in the lounge, the wrench.
I have a lounge.
You saw the key to the broom closet, grabbed the wrench, and did the deed.
I didn't even know the man.
To Colonel Mustard, your driver for life, Mike the motorist.
That was I saw you looking suspiciously at the conservatory. With garden flowers up in the secret passage to the lounge. If I remember correctly, garden flowers have 5 petals. This one has 4, which means you plunge the petals through the passage to the lounge, where you pummel the motorist to death with the wrench.
Never underestimated you did with a wrench, Mustard.
I know. How do you think I fixed the stick?
Then the doorbell rang. Doorbell. And the phone arrived.
The cop got killed in the billiard room. It was Miss Scarlett in the billiard room with the candlestick.
I didn't do it.
Oh yeah? Then how did the cop wind up decapitated, huh? And why did I find your cigarette holder in the billiard room?
Oh, give me a break. You found my cigarette holder before the coffee even arrived.
Seriously, we're in the billiard room. What were we doing, huh? Plotting a murder? Huh?
How could I plot a murder for a cop I didn't even know was coming?
I rest my case.
I didn't kill him. But I know who killed the singing telegram girl. It was Professor Plum in the hall with the revolver.
How could I? In fact, the gun that she shot the lounge door.
When the cop arrived, she passed it to you. Hiding in that stupid French suit of yours. I found it in the house.
Nothing.
And then you shot the singing telegram girl before you could finish her cramped rolls. Wonder what kind of dirt she had on you. But she was on real patience or something, right?
I've never seen that girl before in my life. This is ridiculous. I didn't do it.
I know. It was Mrs. White in the hallway with the rope. I would rather die. Oh, really? I noticed how you absolutely cringe when you walked in and noticed that. You said your third husband was an electrician. There's the reason you know your way around an electrical panel. Therefore, you switched off the lights and strangled Yvette with a rope. I did not. I mean, yes, I'll admit, I recognize Yvette. She had a torrid love affair with my husband. I hated her so much. It's flames on the side of my face, breathing, heaving breath.
Mrs. White?
But it wasn't me.
So, information.
Oh, thank God. It was Mrs. Peacock in the kitchen with the dagger, Colonel Mustard in the lounge with the wrench, Miss Scarlett in the billiard room with the candlestick, Professor Plum in the hall with the revolver, Mrs. White in the hall with the grip, and Mr. Green in the billiard room. And
Wait, 1 minute. There's the one thing I don't understand.
of course, because this is the actual shadow.
It was you.
You can see why Mrs. Gray is one of our teachers of the year. And we're going to give the students an opportunity to introduce themselves and tell us what grade they're in. And if you're going to pursue something drama related or you're picking out a college, let us know.
Hi, my name is Jocelyn Rosa. I'm playing Wadsworth the Butler. I am in 11th grade and I would like to pursue acting as a career.
Hi, I'm Kayla Van Arsel. I'm in 10th grade. I play Miss Scarlett. This is my 3rd show at YCJUSD, and I plan on pursuing a career in Disney Parks Education.
Hi, my name is Erin. I'm in 10th grade. I am in stand-in for a Peacock, but I really play Mustard. And I would like to pursue a career in engineering for drama.
I'm Christy Guerrero, and in this school play, I play Mrs. White, and I'm in 10th grade. And I would like to pursue a role in child development.
Hello, I play Mr. Green, and so I'm in 9th grade, and I want to pursue drama.
My name is Hayden Grail. I am a senior and I play Professor Plum, and I want to pursue a career in the medical field.
Hi, I'm Max Lubijeski. I'm a 10th grader. I play Colonel Mustard, and I would like to pursue a career in computer science and politics.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Gray. I'm their teacher. I'm going to pursue continuing being their teacher. And thank you so much for your time and for all of your support that you give all of us. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Next item on our agenda is our 2022 Give for Kids Youth Art and Film Competition.
Yes, thank you. Mrs. Pearson from Mason View is going to join us. Very good. And Mr. Bennett, our fabulous art teacher. Just so those of you who weren't at the CECA meeting, Mrs. Stickney, the art teacher, was also presenting. So this is an art night, art and theater night.
True. Well, he is an amazing teacher, and I'm so grateful for him and our students are here.
Last year I had this student in our class. She's a very talented artist, and she won first place in her category for the Give for Kids Youth Art Film Competition in Riverside. And this is a organization giving funding to youth. And she is Vivian Sprague. The next one is Gemma Ferrero. She won first place in the Lions Club Peace Poster Art Contest. And we've had first place winners here at Mason View for the last 5 years. And the Lions Club does support our school with this competition every year. The students do give awards every year, supplies, and they've given out honorable mention awards probably for the last 5 years. They normally don't do. So we have some very talented students here. So Gemma is the first place winner, and Christopher Bello received an honorable mention.
If I direct the board to come forward, take a picture. Okay, the next item on our agenda is public comment, and it's a reminder there's 3 minutes to speak on non-agenda items. And our first speaker is Lauren Hernandez.
Good evening, President Ingram and colleagues, other members of the board. I was finally able to attend the cabinet meeting at the high school this past Tuesday on a nice rainy election. I was really impressed with the number of people who did come out, especially since it was raining. There happened to be like 15 to 17 family members, and there were 3 or 4 of us in the number we vote for. And we had some really good dialogue. And I just wanted to say that coming from all of the information I've learned by being a lot of people out in the community, it was nice to really be heard. We sat there, we had some really good open dialogue. Obviously, the biggest topic was safety, as always has been. And we had some school police officers that I used to work with, so that was really kind of cool. So we have a lot of people here in our community that are really ready to help. And we are looking at creating some parent committees and things like that. So it was just very, very encouraging. Even though it was finally. I know that our children's voices are so important, and they have not been heard. And I've spoken about it since June. And I know that there's a new system in place that's going to be happening. And I'm really encouraged because, one, I get a lot of texts from kids in school as well as parents, and it's nice to know that they're going to have a place where they're feeling more safe to let that administration know what's going on. And it's a little bit more real time because I could call, I could text, and I've had contacts with the high school, but it's just nice to know that they're being worked on. And I'm not going to let you guys know because I actually am very concerned. So I now want to bring a good thing. I think it would be a good idea if we could come up with something like that for the parents and community members as well. Just because I think they would like more of a fast track. But I think we're moving in the right direction. We know we have a lot to do. Last night at the opening season game, we won. Yay! Amazing game. There's usually we've been hollering, kids are being kids, even me, I know I'm sorry, derogatory, but it was just nice to see administration there, and of course, Mr. Rose was there, and he was in charge of the safety, and he came up and talked to me, and I told him about my kid. So that really helps, because they need that connection to know. And I just wanted to let you know that as far as 62 to 56, and my boy was high scoring.
Thank you, Ms. Fernandez. I just asked President Ingram if I could make a comment. The community cabinets have started not only at the high school, but Mesa View and Valley. And I know Mrs. Aguilar, I think I saw her in the audience. All of our schools are starting them. Some of them have a few different names. Mrs. Pearson was already doing, she's at Mesa View at the ranch because they're the Mustangs. And so she serves sweet tea if you want to go to visit hers. But we also, we're letting the schools get established. And then I've had a community cabinet for years prior to COVID. And then we will, Mr. Bradley and I will begin working on that as the schools are getting theirs so that it'll be a district overview for anybody who wants to attend that. So just thank you, President Ingram. Just wanted to mention it while
Thank you. Sure. Thank you. Next item on our agenda is Kathy Miller and Chris Regstad.
All right, so good evening, Board President and members of the board and cabinet. My name is Kathy Miller, and I always say I'm blessed to be the principal of Valley Elementary. I'm excited to introduce Mr. Chris Regstad, our Dean of Students, and we are here to celebrate. Now, I must give a huge thank you to all the additional support that we have on our campuses. The TOAs, the deans, and of course, our counselors. All amazing and all important.
I'm here to talk about our counselors. We know 4 or 5 years ago, we were effective in this area, but we now know that there is a significant issue of beyond social emotional learning way beyond students. Our parents and our staff have needs as well.
So one of those needs is our college and career readiness. At Valley, our counselors have focused on the path to college and career starts here.
Let me tell you just a little bit about what our counselors are doing. This is exciting business. Our counselors are bringing the community to our students. Here's how they're doing. They have invited the learning community, parents, guardians, and community members to share and discuss their career or job during morning announcements. So Valley, our morning announcements are actually, we are live and we stream them into the classroom as a news feed, and they're interviewed by our student leaders. It's all about choice and opening up possibilities for their future.
So we have partnered with 2 of our feeder middle schools to ensure that we are getting our 5th grade students ready for college and or career readiness.
Counselors completed 6th grade in-class presentations titled Career Exploration, and 7th grade students are creating CECA profiles which tie in and help money in college at EDU. The plan follows them to the 12th grade.
So we actually have one of our counselors who stayed at Valley until this evening. I believe you live in Rancho Cucamonga, right? Ontario. So Brenda Arevalo, she is one of our counselors, and she's here to talk about the 22-23 school counseling program at Valley. Good evening, everyone. So me and Taylor Brand, our other school counselor, we have been working a lot this year on really letting everybody know what we do at Valley. So tomorrow we're actually hosting our Coco and Conchas for parents to come and learn about our school counseling program. And what they're going to be learning about is just the fact that we are focusing on the 3 school counseling domains, which is the academic excellence, college and career readiness, and the social emotional well-being. We go into every single classroom at least once a month. But most of them, we do go twice a month, which is amazing. I appreciate the support of classrooms able to make it once a month. We also do focus on monthly character traits such as perseverance or gratitude. And we are also focusing on, social. I'm sorry, this is like the biggest thing that I've ever done. I'm so sorry. But you got it. Thank you. Our next result for the dual team of Kara Martinez and Isabella Rivera. You can close. So good evening, President Ingram, the school district board, and our amazing superintendent, Kelly Boots, and the amazing cabinet, and everybody else who joined us this evening, because you did not know that you're going to meet one of the most fantastic youth advisory committee members, Ms. Jasenia. So my name is Sarah Martinez. I am a community services supervisor with the city of Yucaipa. I am also very blessed to be the staff liaison for the youth advisory committee. And we are here this evening to keep it short and sweet, but to essentially thank the district for its ongoing support of the youth advisory committee. So the committee serves as an advisory board to the Yucaipa City Council, and the intent is to improve youth involvement in city issues, and provide committee members a roadmap for success. Members are between the ages of 14 and 20. Currently, we are full at a board of 13, or a committee of 13, and 11 of which attend Yucaipa High School, and all of which are Yucaipa residents. So we appreciate the continued support, not only from the school district, but especially Yucaipa High School. And for the past 2 years, the committee has been full with all members. This is significant because it has only happened 3 other times. It was established in 2009, it was filled 2010, 2012, and 2013. So we were essentially able to fill it during COVID time, back to a full committee, and that is in large part to all of the hard work of committee members, but Yucaipa High School support. So I want to introduce you to our rock star members. She is just one of which of your amazing students that have very high GPAs. They participate in additional sports and clubs, and both on campus and off. They organize teen events here in the city of Yucaipa, including a teen dance, a 5K run for the community, a drive-in movie. They do motivational activities at the high school, including some recent candygrams, and they volunteer at all city events. So at this time, I invite Ms. Jasenia Ramirez to come to the stand, and she is our committee's marketing chairperson.
Thank you, Sarah. Hi, my name is Yesenia Ramirez. I'm the newest member on the committee. I've been on the committee for 10 months now. I joined to strengthen my involvement in the community and to be an advocate for young kids my age. This committee has provided me with opportunities and has given me an insight on potential careers for my future. I am grateful to be a part of such an amazing team that works very well together. I want to thank the school board and YHS on behalf of myself and the committee. We are very appreciative of your support.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, next item on our agenda is our student board member report. And Noah Kochel.
All right, hello.
Hello.
Okay, so starting off, all of our sports are continuing, obviously. Notably, we had some of our sports compete in CIF finals and championship competitions, such as boys water polo, and we had a cross-country runner qualify for individual CIF finals. And probably most notably of sports is multiple of our senior athletes had their college signing days today, signed to schools such as Cal Poly, Pomona, San Diego State, and Stanford University. And then just going through the little things that happened. Of course, we have the fall play production Clue by Thunderbird Theater. Many of our YHS seniors were recognized at the San Bernardino County of Schools Seal of Biliteracy ceremony. The YHS choir performed at the Treble Choir Festival at the University of Redlands. Many of our construction tech students got an opportunity to work with operating engineers local and try their simulations to kind of test out different career opportunities in that field. We are still continuing engineering, we're still continuing to sell laser engraved Christmas ornaments. And then we're obviously going into Thanksgiving break next week. And that's about it.
No, any comments or questions? Thank you. All right, next item is our chronological report.
Briefly. Thank you. At our last meeting, we had the pleasure of being a presentation given by Crystal Hickey, who's a teacher at Yucaipa High School in the marketing program that helps run the student store. And two of our Yucaipa High School students were part of that presentation. They did a wonderful job of explaining their involvement in the student store. They were able to show us the new student store as well. The other student store really is something to brag about. And then also the ROP unveiled a new web page. It's very creative, interactive, and user-friendly. And if you're interested in finding out more about the ROP, I'd encourage you to go on that website. It's very well done. And if you're an adult who might be interested in taking ROP classes, you can get in there and do some research yourself too. So those two things were at the top of the list.
Great, thank you. The next item on our agenda is to designate the date for our annual organizational meeting. Any comments or questions on that? If not, I'm all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Right. The next item is the second review of the bylaw 912 regarding electronic communications. Comments or questions? Motion? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Next item is the second review of the bylaw 9110 regarding terms of office. Comments or questions? Motion? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next item is an educational services review and approve the single plan for student achievement. We have several of our schools on that. Do you have any comments on that, Dr. Anderson? Board members? Okay, we can take a motion on that.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. I know that's a lot of work for the school, and we do appreciate all that they put in, and your staff's really love them. And I know you do take a lot of time to make sure that they're adequate. Next item is a memorandum of understanding regarding the Parent Institute for Quality Education. Any comments, questions? Sorry, I was trying to figure out who is identified.
Mrs. Ingram, part of that is with Dr. Brown. She's helped with this in our educational services department. And part of this reason to bring this in is because we haven't filled our parent bilingual specialist position yet. So this will help us with providing those parenting classes for our parents at the elementary level, but also secondary level as well. And part of that is the peak or the Parent Institute for Quality Education. They help us recruit our parents also. So we'll have our staff involved, but they also help reach out to our community members.
If students who might need, you think could benefit from parent involvement.
We look for our English language families that might benefit from this program.
Is it only for English language learners, or if we have space, can it be for them?
Yes, they can be for both because they are bilingual with providing this workshop.
Is there a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, next item on the agenda is a second review regarding independent study. Entertained motion?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And next item is our CSEA agreement. Comments, questions, motion?
I'll move approval.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Next item is the consent calendar. Does anybody have any items they'd like to change?
I'd like to pull 10.6 for 10.06.
10.06. Okay, do I have a motion to approve the remainder of the consent calendar?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, 10.06.
I was just, I had one question. I just wanted to know if it's still in the budget or whatever you.
Yeah, big of the scope. Yes, it did fall within the budget the board approved. We did phase one last year, and so this is phase two. And obviously, Mrs. Gray and what she calls the theater, we call the cafeteria sometimes. We do the best we can to provide a good experience for the students to perform. So yeah, this is what they do.
Great, I'm glad to see it. I was been here a couple times now, and the sound really is just so much better.
Do I have a motion? Second.
Yeah, move approval.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. All right, we're down to our information section. We have a first review of a bylaw regarding agenda materials. Comments or questions on those? And then the next one is the first review regarding student safety. Any comments or questions on that? Then we are down to additional administrative.
Thank you, President Ingram. We have, of course, had an opportunity this evening to see a lot of different things that are going on in our schools, and I'm really excited to have our students back and doing some work. So thank you to the board for allowing that agenda time for that. Also wanted to call your attention to what's behind us this evening. We often look at it and admire it, but this is from Calamasa Elementary School, and so this is done in our STEAM program. This is the arts portion. Today, Cabinet was able to go to Valley Elementary to see the globe room. So there's an amazing electric globe room with neon paints, and it's done by Mr. David Davina, who's the STEAM teacher there. And so that's was a little special treat. So there's a lot of amazing things that are going on as we get closer to the holidays, and everybody gets more excited for the break. All of our staff are working hard to make sure that they're all engaged. The students are all engaged. Also, I wanted to just mention Mrs. Martinez, Sarah Martinez, who's a partner in the city. So she came up and talked about the Youth Advisory Committee, but I also wanted to mention her involvement in the Stars and the Sunshine Club. The city partnership that we have is so beneficial in so many ways. People don't maybe realize, but we partner with crossing guards. We partner with the Stars and Sunshine Clubs, and Sarah is a big part of making sure that our students have all the information that's needed, and our parents are to enroll, and they give scholarships, and so takes care of our kids before and after school. So want to thank Sarah and Megan Wolf for all of their hard work. And then also just wanted to mention that as we go into the holidays, we have a lot of different organizations that are collecting food. And so if people are interested in those, please let me know, and I will give you places where you can go.
Yeah, thank you. President Ingram and Board, just wanted to comment tonight with your board action earlier this evening. You all approved the tentative agreement with Chapter 209 of the California School Employees Association. I wanted to just take this opportunity to say how much we appreciate the partnership with our classified employees union. They are obviously key players in all of our schools. I just wanted to thank all of their contributions to this agreement. So thank you.
Just a couple of things. We would like to first congratulate one of our Calamasa elementary teachers, Crystal Hill. She's our STEAM teacher there, and she applied for and was awarded a grant to enhance the 21st century STEAM career exploration in Calamasa. It was approximately $9,200. So we're excited for her. And it's also in our weekly school visits. We've been seeing Green Box pancakes, which is our math tier 1 intervention. Tier 1 is for all students. And we're really excited that our teachers and students are utilizing that. So I really would like to thank our Ed Services team, Ms. Jackson and Ms. Burkhardt, working together on that. So thank you. And today we had an English learner tutor training provided by Dr. Brown and the infamous Mark Pearson, our technology TOA, to help support our tutors in the classrooms and help us for our students. So thank you for that. And also, I know Mrs. Ingram, you thanked me, but Dr. Brown was an integral part in reviewing our school plans this year, especially because she works so closely with our principals and helped them firsthand. So thank you for that.
So I have an update and that's some exciting news. So update on the playgrounds. And it was a board question. They came across about playgrounds, and I want to apologize to Mrs. Shrive. She's in the audience this evening. All our playgrounds are done. The board committed so hundreds of thousands of dollars to install new playgrounds. Everything is complete. We are installing our play mats to provide extra safety out the slides and the swings over the break. But just want to give you an update on the Dunlap Kindergarten playground. So our contractors went in, and as we were digging, we found a gas line. So we worked with the gas company to correct that. Then the school is one of our oldest schools. And so we went back to install, and we found a water line that created a small lake. And we resolved that issue. And today we found a sewer ventilation clay pipe original to the school. And so we do have programs coming out on Thursday to help with that. And but we are confident, Mrs. Shrive, that we'll have this by the first of the year. So we're confident. So really thank our maintenance department for addressing all those issues that come immediately, and the school is wonderful. So we take care of those issues. The thing I was really excited about is we applied for an AB 841 CalShape ventilation program grant, and we were notified we're going to receive $1.2 million from the state through the CalShape ventilation program. So it's HVAC is for HVAC assessments, general maintenance, filter replacement, repairs. So really addressing our HVAC systems across the districts. That's for all schools. So 10 of our schools were awarded, but altogether $1.2 million. We'll bring a board resolution as a requirement of the grant to the next board meeting. But I was really excited to see that. So great thing for us.
Thank you. Okay, down here, Mr. Coach.
Thank you to all the veterans for what you guys have done. Thank you for your sacrifice. We appreciate it very much. It was great to see the fall play committee come in and give us a little spiel, and all the students to come and show us their speeches. And it was just great seeing like all the schools come together and really see the amount of advances that we made today. So that was just great. Thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, a little second grader, the eloquence in that young lady's voice and her command of the room was amazing. It was well done, Mom and Dad, and probably teachers as well. But that was clearly, I need a tissue box as well. Can we please make that happen? I know, you know, thank you to all of the veterans who are during wartime. Really, it's not even that. So Pretty exciting stuff. This was a very fun meeting. There were so many things that we got to cover and be excited about. And the glue thing was great. It was great to see a couple of my former students there. So that's always very fun. And to our boys water polo for making the CIF finals. I guess that's the other goal was just really good. But and to I didn't know about the single runner. So congratulations.
Really? It was a very pleasant evening. I loved everything. I loved the speeches. Congratulations to those that received the awards. I want to thank you everybody for coming. I want to take this time just to share something, and I'm going to read it because it's going to be hard for me. And my husband said, "You're going to cry," so I'm not going to cry. Okay. November. Read it. November is Diabetes Awareness Month. I'm a mother of 3 kids who are all type 1 diabetics, also known as juvenile diabetes. All of them are former YCJUSD students. Bryce 27, Addie 26, and Jake 24. Early diagnosis can be life-saving, and knowing the signs and symptoms is crucial. Most parents don't see the early signs and don't recognize that something is wrong until their child is critical. Sometimes it takes that other caring person in your child's life to see the difference in your child. Some of the symptoms that are very common for early diagnosis: feeling more thirsty, urinating a lot, losing weight without trying, but still feeling very hungry and irritable, tired, and weak. Those are all symptoms that my daughter at 7 had. And because of a very caring teacher at Wildwood Elementary, Mr. Zinke, he pointed it out to me. And she did end up having to be hospitalized. So she's with me all day long. She was with me all day long, but I never saw when she went to the restroom. She would just go. But he noticed she had to ask constantly and drink a lot of water. So that was very much appreciated. So I wanted to take this time during Diabetes Awareness Month to thank all the teachers, staff, coaches, and nurses that were all there for my kids and cared so much about their health and well-being. YCJUSD truly is an amazing school district for many special people.
I'd like to thank Valley Elementary, Ms. Miller, and having you bring the counselors. In my former life, I was an elementary school counselor, and I'm glad to hear that you're reaching out to the middle schools as well and kind of bridging that gap between 5th and 6th grade. I think that's really important. And I love the career readiness piece. And then also, it's so great to have the kids here. I know we all feel that way. And to focus on the fine arts tonight, I think was really appropriate. It's such an important part of our program. And I'm glad that we've been able to support those students and those kids in those programs. So thank you for bringing your kids and performing for us.
The part about the veterans too, to bring the kids here, Ms. Miller, really good because we don't often get out to see at the school sites what they're doing, and they're so wonderful. So that was really nice to see. And of course, the theater was great. I always wish I could go to some of those after the fact, the few that I've seen. And then the art awards, the few, those are great. I think in the past, we used to have pre-COVID, where we took turns every month. The school came and gave a presentation. And I hope that now that we're sort of getting back in the swing of things, that you guys might be able to continue that because it does make us remember who we're for. And that's a good part of meetings. I have to do a report of adjournment first. We were adjourning in the way of Paula Park, who was a teacher at Michigan Elementary. And she passed away on August 31st. So I'd like to adjourn the meeting in her honor and